What's good, everyone? You are tuned in to Raggedy Crimes and Chaos, where loyalty programs go too far. I'm your host, and today we're in Oroville, California, where a 36-year-old man robbed a Bank of America, got away with the money, and then came back to the same bank hours later to deposit 10% of the stolen cash into his personal account via the ATM. Let's get into this spectacularly stupid disaster. Alright, so this is Jesse Leonard Youngblood, 36 years old, Oroville, California. And Jesse is a customer at Bank of America. Has a personal account, uses their ATM's normal banking relationship. But Jesse has a problem. He needs money. Fast. So he decides to rob his own bank. Jesse walks into the Bank of America branch in Oroville. The tellers recognize him. Hey Jesse, how are you today? Jesse doesn't respond. He pulls out a note, hands it to the teller. It says, "This is a robbery. Give me the money." The teller reads it, looks up at Jesse. Jesse is standing there, calm, waiting. The teller doesn't want any trouble. She opens the drawer, hands over the cash. Jesse takes it, walks out, gets in his car, and drives away. Successful robbery. Jesse counts the money in his car. Not bad. A few $1,000s. He drives home, sits down, and starts thinking. You know what? I should deposit some of this. Jesse is on parole for a prior bank robbery. He knows how this works. He knows the police will be looking for him. But Jesse also knows that if he doesn't deposit the money, it'll just sit in his house. And what's the point of having money if you can't use it? So Jesse makes a decision. He's going back to the bank. A few hours later, Jesse drives back to the same bank, parks in the lot, walks up to the ATM, and deposits 10% of the stolen money into his personal account. The ATM accepts the deposit. Jesse gets a receipt. Thank you for banking with us. Jesse walks back to his car, drives home, feeling accomplished. Meanwhile, back inside the bank, police are reviewing security footage. The robbery happened a few hours ago. Tellers are given statements. Do you recognize the robber? One teller hesitates. He looked familiar. Like a customer? Yeah, I think his name is Jesse. Jesse Youngblood. Police pulls up Jesse's account. He is a customer. Has been for years. They check the security footage. The camera only caught an obscured view of the robber's face. But the tellers are pretty sure it's Jesse. Then one officer notices something. Look at the ATM logs. They pull up the transactions from the past few hours. And there it is. Jesse Youngblood deposited cash a few hours after the robbery at the same bank he just robbed. Police run Jesse's vehicle registration. It matches the description of the getaway car. They check his criminal history. Jesse is on parole for a prior bank robbery. This guy robbed a bank before, and he's doing it again? Apparently, and then he came back to deposit the money. The detectives can't believe it. This is the easiest case they've ever worked. They have teller identification, a matching getaway vehicle, an ATM deposit of stolen cash, a criminal history. Jesse basically arrested himself. Officers show up at Jesse's house the next day. Knock on the door. Jesse answers. Jesse Youngblood? Yeah? You are under arrest for bank robbery. Jesse doesn't resist. He knows he's caught. Can I ask you a question? One officer says. Why did you come back to the bank to deposit the money? Jesse shrugs. I needed it in my account. The officer just stares at him. You robbed the bank and then deposited the stolen money at the same bank a few hours later. Yeah. Did you think we wouldn't notice? Jesse doesn't have an answer. Jesse is charged with bank robbery because of California's 3 strikes law and his prior bank robbery conviction. Jesse is facing serious time. In court, the prosecutor presents the evidence. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the simplest cases you will ever hear. The defendant robbed a bank, then came back to deposit the stolen money at the same bank hours later. The jury deliberates for less than an hour. Guilty. Jesse is sentenced to 33 years to life in prison. Under the 3 strikes law, District Attorney Mike Ramsey later says, Youngblood was a customer at the bank. He returned later that day to deposit 10% of the stolen money in his personal account using the ATM machine. That's how we caught him. So, what have we learned from today's Raggedy crime? Lesson 1. Don't rob banks, especially not your bank, where you're a known customer. Lesson 2. If you do rob a bank, don't come back hours later to deposit the money. That's just asking to be caught. Lesson 3. ATMs have cameras. Everything is logged. You're not being sneaky. And honestly, the logic. Jesse thought, if I deposit this money, it'll be safe in my account. But Jesse, buddy, you stole that money from that bank. And now you're putting it back with your name on the transaction. That's not money laundering. That's evidence collection. Jesse is currently serving his 33-year sentence. The money was returned to Bank of America, and his personal account was closed. Obviously. Alright, that's it for today's episode of Raggedy Crimes and Chaos. If this made you appreciate smart criminals, same. At least try to be clever. Tomorrow, we're talking about a man who robbed a bank for $140, then walked to a Mexican restaurant, bought a $19.53 meal, and left the remaining $120.47 as a tip. The waiter was very confused. Until next time, stay safe out there, and please don't deposit stolen money. I'm out.